Thank you for joining me today. I know I look somewhat different from normal. Um, I know I've been missing in action and I thought I should let everyone know what's been going on. So, earlier in the summer, well, late spring, really, May, I had a weird sensation in my rib cage on the right, and I referred myself back to the um, cancer hospital just to make sure that everything was all right and it wasn't anything sinister. And the good news is there's nothing wrong with my rib, possibly soft tissue damage. However, as a result of one of the scans that they did, they found that I have a tiny recurrence of the breast cancer that I had 13 years ago. And so I am just at the beginning of the joys of going through chemotherapy again. I will need to have a very minor operation once I finish my chemotherapy, but this time around I'm doing the chemo first, then I'm doing the surgery, etc., etc. But I have spent most of the summer going to and from hospitals, having various scans done, talking to various doctors, having minor surgery, having all sorts of things done. But it does mean that crafting has kind of taken second place. Certainly crafting other than for my own pleasure. Now, I should stress, I have opted not to cold cap this time. I was very successful cold capping last time, but actually it's quite stressful, even if it's successful, because your hair does still fall out. It's just, it may not fall out completely. I'm not going to put myself through that this time, so I had all of the hair shaved off. I'm waiting for what's left to fall out. I only had my first chemo less than 2 weeks ago. As I record this, it's Wednesday, so it'll be 2 weeks. Yes, tomorrow. I had my first chemo, and it's normally at the end of your first chemo, beginning of your second, that the hair on your head begins to detach itself from your body. In a way, I'm quite looking forward to it, although it does end up then being a bit sensitive for a while. But I am looking forward to not having Velcro on my head because it is catching on things. So, yes. Anyway, I am feeling really well. The first week after my chemo was not fantastic, but it was not unexpected. I did have a quick trip to the hospital just to check out. I had a slightly raised temperature. They were great. They did amazing tests while I was there. I mean, goodness knows how many blood tests while I was there, and they ran them all while I was there. And there was nothing significant. They think I may have had a mild infection somewhere, but they sent me home and just said, keep an eye on your temperature, and assuming it goes back to the normal scale, you're given a scale between what it can go up to and what it can drop down below. And so that was fine. The Sunday immediately after my chemo was fairly grim. And I would suspect it's going to be fairly grim every time. But I've done one. I've got another 5 to go because I've got 6 in all. So come January next year, back end of January, I'll be done. We can then fit in the surgery. We've got to have a discussion about whether I need to have radiotherapy or not, because I didn't have it last time, or whether we keep that in our back pocket just in case, God forbid, there is a second recurrence. But at the moment, everything has been confirmed that they can see nothing that would suggest that it is anything other than a recurrence. And the recurrence is tiny. I mean, it is so small. It's about the size of a pinhead. But they picked it up. That's the good news. Had they not picked it up, had I not referred myself back, clearly my body was saying, refer yourself back. You need to have this checked. But had I not had that done, we would be talking a different story. So it's actually quite good news. I mean, it's not fantastic, but on the scale of 1 to 10, it's pretty good news. So I'm beginning to feel very much my normal self again. It was about a week of feeling tired, one day of feeling grim. The Sunday was really, truly, unspeakably horrible. And then slowly I started coming up for air. I have to say, it's a great diet. Didn't want to eat much for most of the first week. Yeah, I've been making up for it since then. So I'll probably have ended up putting weight on over the course of the 3 weeks between one chemo and the next. Yes, that is why I have been MIA. I'm going to be MIA for a few more months because I need to concentrate on, me. I am still crafting, doing a lot of scrapbooking, making lots of cards, lots of thank you cards for people, because I've had an amazing amount of support already. I kept it very much to those who really needed to know until really shortly before my first chemo. But it is now public knowledge. So I thought I had better update all of you with what's going on. So I will be posting things on Instagram, and they, by default, if it's a story, go over to Facebook. But if you're looking for anything on my website or on YouTube, there won't be much because, as I say, I'm going to concentrate on me and not putting the pressure of making videos and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, as I say, I'm very lucky. We caught it early. The hospital have been amazing. I mean, it is one of the top cancer hospitals in the UK. I'm under the Churchill in Oxford. They've all been amazing. The staff are all amazing. So yeah, I can't fault them at all. Anywho, I thought I would just update everyone with what's going on in my life, and I will see you over on Instagram probably. I suppose I ought to mention, as we're still in October, so this is being filmed in the middle of October 2025, there's an amazing joining offer with Stamping Up at the moment. I'm not building a team, so no. But if you are thinking about joining, there's an amazing joining offer. So go over to your local Stamping Up website and have a look. And yeah, if you've ever been tempted, seriously, now is the moment to do it because it's an amazing... I've never seen a joining offer like it. It's amazing. Anyway, advert over. And look after yourselves. And I will see you over on Instagram. Bye for now.